Legacy studies, 18.2 years from the time you sign your will. Oh my, the 3 L's. Hey folks, elder law care attorney Patrick Kelleher coming to you from elderlawcare.com. Folks, today's question is, hey Patrick, how often do I need to update my estate plan? How often do I need to update my will or my trust? Folks, I'm going to answer that question today because there's legacy studies that have been done that scientifically prove there's a system and a process in place that will help you slay the metaphorical four-headed beast when it comes to keeping your estate plan updated, or what I like to call keeping the dust and the rust off your treasure chest as you journey through life. There's been legacy studies done that show that a period of time elapses from the time you sign your will in your trust as you journey through life, and when that shoe drops, when either you or your spouse go up to your cloud. And think about that for a moment. If you have a will, trust, how many years ago was that when you created that? You'll be surprised. Probably more time has elapsed than you would think, right? About 18.2 years on average goes by from the time, say, Bill and Mary signed their will, their trust with their estate planning attorney. It's a really good estate plan that day, right? It might be a very protective, very formidable treasure chest that day where they created their trust and they put all their assets in there, okay? Trust, will, house, everything goes in there. Step one of the process, they created that treasure chest. Step 2, they got all their treasures in there, their house, their cash assets, their financial assets, things of that nature. Now they're in good shape, right? Because if the metaphorical four-headed monster comes a-lurking, they're protected from the metaphorical four-headed monster. However, there's a step 3 here, right? Because the legacy studies show that a period of time elapses and goes by, and that is 18.2 years on average, okay? And another important part of that legacy study that you need to know is the 3 L's. The 3 L's come creeping into even the very best estate plans. What's the 3 L's? Changes in law. How often does Congress change the tax code? How often does Medicaid change the Medicaid rules and regulations? How much control do we have over that? None. Second L, folks, is changes in life. This is changes in your lives, okay? With your health, your finances, your relationships. How many of us have the same health, finances, and relationships 5 years ago as we do today? Third L, folks, is changes in learning. I always recommend to folks that attend our educational programs, you ought to work with an experienced elder law attorney that keeps their finger on the pulse of the industry. So if there's a change, a significant change in learning, that may not rise to a formal law change, but there's an important change in learning in the industry. It's important that your elder law attorney, with their finger on the pulse, share that information with you, the consumer, with their client. Because if there's a change in law, change in life, change in learning, and as you journey in through life, what's wrong with Bill and Mary's estate plan if they haven't had it updated, reviewed during that 18.2 years? The 3 L's came rushing in, right? That is correct. Bill and Mary's estate plan is outdated. And from our experience, folks, an outdated estate plan typically will not work so well to slay the metaphorical four-headed beast. Why? Because assets will leak off to the probate court unnecessarily, and then either Mary or the adult children are unnecessarily hiring probate attorneys, paying them by the hour with the meter running, paying unnecessary court costs and waiting. Why does people want to avoid probate? Because it costs too much and takes too long. I always say to our clients, what is the most important time that you need your trust to work? And if you really think about it, yes, the day that you sign it is important, but the most important time that you need it to work is way out into the future, hopefully beyond that 18.2 year legacy study, when the shoe drops, when you get called up to your cloud, so to speak. You need to keep your trust updated, cross the T's, dot the I's, keep the dust and the rust off it for the 3 L's. So how do you do that, folks? we recommend in the industry, keep a good eye on your treasure chest as you journey through life. Why? Because everything you work so hard for decades, your entire lives maybe, or maybe even generational, is in that treasure chest for the people you love the most. For example, on our client care alumni program, if there's a change in law, we are obligated at our Elder Law Care Center to update our client. If there's a change in Bill and Mary's lives or in your lives, likely your attorney is not going to know about that. I call that a two-way street. Important to keep that line of communication open with your elder law attorney. Report to them if there's a change in health, finances, or relationships with you, your spouse, or your loved ones even. The people in your plan, maybe your backup trustees, maybe even your beneficiaries. Changes in their lives with health, finances, and relationships where we often have no control over those circumstances as well. Important to report that to your attorney so you can come into their office and update your will and trust. Long and short of it, folks, once you get all your treasures in your treasure chest, and step 2, step 3, do not ignore that treasure chest. Manage it, monitor it, keep a good eye on it for the 3 L's, and keep the dust and the rust off that, because when you do, folks, and if that shoe drops for you as you're journeying through life unexpectedly or prematurely, you should be in a good position to slay the metaphorical four-headed beast of estate planning and elder law. Folks, hopefully you found this information helpful. If so, please scroll down, post a question, post a comment. Make sure you subscribe to our Elder Law Care channel, because we'll continue to keep you updated on important law changes and life changes in the industry. Folks, thanks for joining us here today at elderlawcare.com.